안녕하세요. 림베이시 Singapore 남자입니다. 네, 안녕하세요 여러분들. Today I just want to talk about the one thing you need to remove from my house in order to dramatically lower stress and lower the chances of any kind of mental diseases. Are you ready? That is this. Your wall clock. Yes, your wall clock is one piece of thing you hang in your wall that every day is subconsciously increasing your stress level, making you restless, making you anxious for nothing. And I never have one of these things on my wall. And especially if it is an analog clock where you can hear the ticking sound, it's even worse. The digital clock is bad enough because it tells you the time. The analog clock is even worse because of that ticking sound. Now, why is that so? Why is this thing so bad? Because if you're at home, why do you need to know the time? When you're at home, you only when you go back home after work, okay, you don't need to know the time anymore. You sleep when you're tired. You wake up when your alarm goes off and you go to work. Or when you're not working, why do you even need to know the time? Like in the past, people need to know the time because why? Because they want to catch their favorite dramas or favorite program on TV. But these days, nobody even watch TV anymore, right? So you basically don't need that piece of thing on your wall. Now, what this thing does on your wall is this: it subconsciously and consciously remind you of the time all the time. Like even if you're not consciously looking at it, your peripheral vision is still aware of it. And what it does is this: it makes you feel like you're out of time all the time. Whatever you're doing, you will look at the thing and say, oh shit, maybe I'm out of time. You always feel out of time. You always feel anxious and restless. Okay, so this thing is especially worse if it is an analog clock. If it's an analog clock, even if you're not looking at it, even if it's not in your peripheral vision, you can hear the ticking sound, tick tock, tick tock, especially at night. And it does so much harm to you subconsciously. So really, in the end of the day, human beings live without this thing for millions of years. We only invented this thing like a couple hundred years ago, okay? So it's not a natural part of a human habitat in the first place. So if you really find yourself like at home, you always find yourself anxious, you always find yourself like feeling a sense of like lack of time, try getting rid of this thing. And for the things that you must do on time, just set your alarm on your mobile phone. You can check your time on your mobile phone as well, and that doesn't do that kind of harm because why? It's not always in your peripheral vision. It's not always subconsciously suggesting time to you, right? So yeah, what do you think about this suggestion? Let me know in the comments below. 안녕.